How's it going, everybody? So we're going to talk today about Belgian brewing. So it is my favorite category for sure. It is honestly the epitome of like the beer world, right? Because if you think about it, you can take a general smash type recipe, two row and maybe some centennial, whatever, and use that for a 5 gallon recipe for a few different kinds and add US 5, US 04, California Super, and then maybe like an Irish ale yeast, and pitch that to 5 separate gallons of that smash recipe and have a pretty similar product at the end. Yes, they are different. Yes, they will taste different. Some people might not even notice those differences, to be honest. Yes, they will ferment differently. However, I would argue that all four of them would definitely be close to that, close to each other. But you take that same smash recipe, 5 gallons, and pitch any sort of Belgian yeast, you're going to get a completely different beer. That Belgian yeast has a special character to it. It has a banana clovey type. Is my favorite one, but I definitely notice it the most. So maybe it's just me, but it is definitely the most outstanding of the beer categories that you can think of that stands out the most to me, other than the sour, of course, yes. But I'm talking about a little more general, I guess. So what's included in the Belgian family? You could go down to Saison, Belgian Pales, Belgian Goldens, other than doubles, triples, and quads. So each one does have a different yeast that you would use for that. Each one would have a similar grain bill at one point, but we'll add a little more complexity when you get to the quads, if you want to. I've seen some people use Belgian candy sugars in a Belgian pale and a Belgian golden. However, I have never done that specifically, but I have always used the Belgian candy sugars, either the syrup or the crystallized versions in all my doubles, triples, and quads. It doesn't make a difference. I've had people tell me they've just used table sugar before. That is fine, but I have found that to be more of a body thinning issue. That's going to thin the body of the beer and kind of make it come out a little cidery. So I'd watch out for that. As far as the malt that's included, I've seen articles, I've seen conversations, I've seen questions before that say, well, I prefer Pilsner over the two row. Honestly, it can really come out the same. I've seen a lot of people agree with this, and this is even from the brewlosophy folks that create a lot of experiments, and they say there really wasn't a big difference in a two row versus Pilsner experiment. So honestly, you could save a few bucks that way if you want to. Now, where you want to add the complexity, though, especially when you get above the double and triple quad range, is adding some Munich malt and some Vienna malt, maybe some caramel type malts. Be light on the caramel, though. Is my recommendation there. Now, this is where I vary out of the style guidelines, as people kind of call them. What they say with a Belgian beer is stay close to the Belgian country and stay with Steer and Goldings, Saaz and Tetnane sort of thing. But you could, of course, use Fugels and what else? East Kent Goldings, right? However, this is where, especially if you're making a Belgian IPA, of course, you're going to go a little stronger, of course. But why not use some Cascade or Columbus on the aromatic side? It's not going to be that out of style. And the hops do accentuate and stand out in a Belgian beer like that. So I would consider doing that sort of thing if you're looking for some good hop aromas characters. Now, if you're staying within the style guidelines, stay with the Steer and Goldings, the Saaz and Tetnane sort of thing, especially Saaz in the Saison category. But for those two things, to stay in the category, those are the recommendations I have for malt and hops. For yeast, though, you have to answer the question of what type of Belgian beer are you making. Is it a Saison? Then you need a Saison yeast. If you're going for a Belgian triple or a quad, you could use a Trappist ale. You can use the Belgian 2. It really just depends on which part of the Belgian category you're going for, because that's going to also help decide what sort of malt bill you're building, because it's going to be a bigger one for a double, bigger for a triple, bigger for a quad, of course. As far as which one, there's always a couple of different yeasts that will fit each grain bill and each style of the Belgian side. It will make a big difference though, so make sure you do some good homework. Now for that, let's go get a couple mix your own six pack sort of thing, different Belgian categories, and kind of figure out where you're trying to aim towards. It obviously depends on what you like more. Now as far as the IBUs though, as much as I love delving outside of the style guidelines, I'll say at a Belgian quad though, be careful because you might end up getting too much hop and bitterness fighting that yeast, that Belgian yeast, and the nice big malt you're looking for in a Belgian quad. So I would say caution there. But brew it wherever you want, of course, but to stay within somewhat style guidelines, I would say don't go above 40 IBUs for any of those. And at a Belgian Golden, I would say even stay below 30, 35 IBUs in that. That's all I have today on the Belgian category. Trying to keep it kind of sort of high level. We can go into a lot deeper if you guys wanted to on a which yeast for which style sort of thing. But that's all I have today. Cheers. Thanks for watching.